Time 2. Time 2. Time 2. Time 2, 2, 2. The author, composer, narrator and designer is Prologue Time. Hey, I'm Sebastian, at least in this part of the story. I like the vibration in this music. I always imagined her particular car was designed by a shy recluse who fashioned it as his personal vehicle to move through the world while not drawing any attention to himself on the way. That being said, it would have been an ideal choice for a car for a bank robbery, as any eyewitness would have absolutely no identifying characteristics to distinguish it as being anything but a car. Even the colourist seemed to be in the mindset. There was not even a way to say it was warm or cold grey. It was just grey, not gunmetal grey, just something else that language couldn't do well to describe. I can't remember the name of the colour, but I'm sure it was some flamboyant title like moon mist, although the moon doesn't have any mist, but a lot of grey dust. You see, I've recently retired from being an engineer in a car factory. Cars and anything design has been my whole life, and now in retirement, I'm longing for something to make it amazing. My wife passed a couple of years ago, and with her some of our dreams to travel, or at least get out and about a bit. Sorry, I wander off the story. Cars, and cars in general, are one of my fascinations, but this one had something quite special. It certainly wasn't its exotic nature, but the fascinating thing had to do with the indicators. They had abandoned the pulse-like beat for something erratic, and then I perceived its pattern. I'm holding back on telling you, for tension, but I know what it was. It was Morse code. I seem to be the only one who's recognised it. Sneaky sort of rhythm, don't you think? The car was driven by a woman in her 30s, who would seemed unlikely to be the one who'd produce it, though her son in the back with his head in a computer game was definitely the brains behind it. The car eventually turned, parked, and as she was getting out, I came to talk to her. I was wearing something that didn't seem to fit into the fashion of the time, but I didn't think it was an issue, and more close to the fact I didn't care that much about what I wore, and why should today be any different? It was a knee-length, button-up, double-breasted jacket made of the lightest material in an uncompromising green, though I had second thoughts and turned down the green as I was approaching. I think your boy has a wonderful fascination for Morse code. The well-dressed, though not looking particularly well-off mother looked back puzzled and completely unaware of what I was referring. My apologies. My name is Sebastian Hora, and I've been talking to your son's teacher, Miss Valentine, to find an advanced student to mentor in engineering on Saturday afternoons. And she recommended your son. I'm sorry to approach you here like this, but I was fascinated by your indicators, and I recognised your son from a photo that she showed me. Just on the side, I think he has modified your indicators to send a Morse code for "Hi there," though I wouldn't worry about it. Her well-kept appearance now seems slightly dishevelled, disorientated. This morning, while shaving in preparation for this important event, I looked in the mirror and considered if this was a movie, I would have chided the makeup artist for going a bit heavy on making me look old. The hair was only a hint of its former colour, cut short. It used to be number 3 and be pushed out to number 4 as my hair had thinned, with distinctive clumps of hair reminiscent of Tintin in the front right side, to historically negate any question about me a military cut, though these days it was just a offbeat, maintained anomaly. That also went with the age spots, the laugh lines, the beard, which is curly and long but not a Ned Kelly, as there was some distance between the hair and the beard, which I describe as designed. The idea of that beard started years ago after seeing a painting by historic Australian artist Tom Roberts. That painting was of his brother with a pointy beard hanging in the New South Wales Art Gallery, though that beard was much more pointy than mine. Mine doesn't unfortunately have that density to create such a statement. Sorry, sidetracked again. Her son looked up periodically from his video game console and seemed to be squeamish about interacting with me, a total stranger. I had the sense that he might never breach the confines of the car if not directly approached, and then only with trepidation. I knew the look. I had it at his age. Loner, bored, dismissive of most things happening in the world, as it had little interest or impact on his world. She called Leon out of the car and introduced him to me.
Mr. Horer is going to be your tutor in engineering on Saturday afternoon, and his first job is to help you put the indicators back to the way they were.
My strategy worked to catch her off guard and give her reason to trust me. Luckily, I remember the name of the teacher after all these years. It gave me some authority. Hello, Leon. My name is Sebastian. Would you like to do some engineering and creative projects with me? I've got a lot of experience making all sorts of things, and I'd love to help you with some cool projects. The blinker is great. By the way, and I whispered in his ear, I told her the Morse code was for hi there, even though I knew it was F off. Leon, like most teens, didn't show much enthusiasm and a little reluctance, though said, "That sounds okay. As long as I'm into it, I have enough boring stuff at school." I think he was swayed that at least someone had finally been able to read his Morse code and didn't get into trouble for it.